No problem.
Mike, what's going on, champ?
What's good? What's good? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. You on the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So first and foremost, congratulations. Obviously, everybody has seen the news and knows that you're potentially going to be fighting um, Sergey Bohachuk. Man, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting. He's a former interim world champion. We're going up a weight class. It presents its challenges, man. I'm just looking to meet him.
So you're moving from 47 to 54.
For this fight. You know what I mean? I haven't made long term plans. I haven't thought much past the fight date. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. See how I feel. If I feel like I can make a home there, I'll do just that. If not, it can be a one off. But either way, to have that name on the resume uh, puts my name in certain conversations.
Now, obviously, the concern with fight fans, or the reason that they hate on this fight is gonna be you moving up for the first time. Have you ever fought at 54? I know your last fight was at 51. Essentially, anything over 47 is junior middleweight. But have you ever weighed above the 54 limit on fight night? Not fight night, but on weigh-in day.
No, no, no. So this is the first like legitimate 54 I'm taking on, like fully recognized 54. My last fight, due to some last minute to a last minute change, we did the fight at 51. So this is the first like full 54, and we got Bohachuk. So it's a it's gonna be one. This one will legitimize me.
Now you started at 35, but that didn't last but two fights. Um, But we seen guys like Barrios start, I believe, at 118 or 122 and go all the way up to 47. Did you ever see yourself going up this high?
Um, in the beginning, no. In the beginning, no. Like, but once I got a little older, and I started, I had a better understanding of how the body changes and everything. I know, like, yeah, 54. I knew in like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, like, man, 54 can be it's going to be an option. It's going to be a real option. When I was at 35, I didn't. I was like, man, 54. What y'all talking about? But I remember talking to Ernesto Rodriguez, the trainer of world champion Tierra Brown. He always said, like, man, you gonna be at 54. He said you're gonna be at 54. He said that's when you gonna come through. Your punching power is really gonna come through and things like that. So, you know, come to fight night with Bohachuk. I hope not to. I hope to prove him right.
Yeah, man. That was gonna be my next question. Do you believe that you? Well, first of all, do you feel do you feel it's time to move up? Because you did say this might just be a one-off, so I'm assuming you're not struggling to make the weight.
Nah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not really struggling to make 47. But I mean, the thing is, um, before this call, I got a call about fighting at 47 uh, in June. That one didn't go through. So I mean, so I got to go where the opportunity is. That's the biggest thing. I got to go where the opportunity is. It could be 54. I've been in the ring. I'll be a sparring. I've been in the ring with Tim Zhu, Brian Mendoza, hard punching guys at 47. So, I mean, excuse me, at 54. So I gave them great work when they needed it. So I had so like yeah, man, let's give it a go.
Now, I'm assuming you've watched Boachuk's fights because he's had a couple of high-profile fights with Brandon Adams, Virgil Ortiz. So you've watched those, correct?
Yeah, I did.
What's your thoughts on them? And did specifically the Virgil fight? Who did you have as a winner?
I mean, you could honestly make a claim that Bohachuk might have won. I mean, but we being real about it. We know he's with he went in there enemy territory and everything. I thought he like it was majority decision for a reason. I mean, somebody thought it was a tight one. I think there was, but what I do think is there were quiet moments in the fight that Virgil won that put him over. Like, when Virgil started circling and using the ring and using his jab, he just eating punches because they don't hurt. I mean, if you're going to do that, you're going to give up. You're going to give up rounds. They're just going to be close. So, I mean, you can make a case for Sergey, but I still think Virgil. I still think Virgil pulled it off. And when they said he won, I was like, it's going to be because of those moments where Bohachuk was ineffective.
Do you think you can take anything from that, from what Virgil did, and replicate it, or it's just two different styles of fighting, you and him?
We had different styles of fighting, but the moments uh, where he rendered Bohachuk ineffective was when, like I said, he was behind his jab and he's using his feet, and that's pretty much what I'm all about. So I'll make that work to my advantage, and among other things, I think my counter punching ability is going to slow his roll a bit. He's a front foot boxer, likes to apply pressure and like fight behind his long arms, but his arms aren't longer than mine. He's at 73. I'm at damn near 78 for the reach. So he may have to work a little harder than he's ready to work.
And because you have that relationship with Mendoza, do you think he was getting ready for this fight in Albuquerque? It looks like it may or may not be happening next Saturday. Can you get him for camp? Is that a good look since he faced Bohachuk?
I think having him. I mean, I think I can reach out and call him anytime, but I mean, for the height that for Bohachuk's height, like Brian might be a little too short. Like, we got some guys that we're that I'm looking to get in the ring with. My man Mykel Phillips, he's 5-0 undefeated, or 6-0. Dave Whitmire, Ben Johnson, he's fighting this Saturday, but he says he'll be ready when I call. So, it's good work to get around here, guys that like to apply pressure, guys that know how to work behind jabs, and guys that throw volume. So, I mean, I would probably definitely call Brian just to see see what maybe if he could give me some insider game on him. If not, it's cool.
Yeah, for sure. At least pick his brain. He might be like, yeah, you know what, Mike? He stay dropping his left hand after he does this.
Yeah, I definitely watched they fight too.
Yeah, nah. I mean, Bohachuk got some fights out there. There's definitely some tape. What was your father's first thoughts? And did you go to your father? Did he know first? Did you go to your brother Alantez? And what were their thoughts on the fight? Or did you not? You just make your own decision.
No, I mean, the decision was always gonna be mine, but I always pick their brain about it. We've all been boxing. We've all been in boxing for a long time. Um, so I try. I had my father's been my trainer my entire pro career, or my entire boxing career. Um, so I'm always gonna consult him. But since the age of 18, my father said, "Yo, you a man now. I'm gonna talk to you like a man, and the decision is ultimately yours. So I'll give you my thoughts on it. I'm always give you my thoughts on it, but the decision's yours." But when I went to him, I was like, first thing he said was, "Oh, it would be at 54. You trying to do that?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then we both looked at a couple fights real quick. He said, "Yo," I like to fight for. I like to fight for you. I like to fight for you. You win this, don't you win it? You win it clean. You this push you right back where you should be. I'm like, all right, that's all I need to know. Let's go to work.
Mm. Shout out to you, man. Because
Appreciate that.
definitely we believe that Bohachuk is a puncher. And I feel he showed some true metal in that Virgil fight. But he definitely has flaws,
Yeah.
man. And I know that you're a boxer, so, maybe you could pick him apart. The thing is the power, and you said you weren't struggling to make 47. I believe Kavalaskas put you down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hoping
Yeah. I
Bohachuk
mean, he called.
don't.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Maybe he called. I mean, he called me kind of. He kind of called me and swarmed me. It wasn't. I just needed a quick second to get back together, but he just jumped. He just jumped on me. It is what it is, but it's But we learned we've grown from that situation. That fight was back in 2022. I'm not, and no fighter should be the same fighter in 2025 as they were in 2022. I for certain am not.
Nah, for sure, for sure. I'm just looking at it as rounds. 10-8 rounds with a puncher. It's hard to get that, you know. Like Keith said, a race to 7, baby. If you could get to 7, you won. I got a couple of questions from the people, and we'll get you out of there. Major Media says, what's something you do better in the ring than Bohachuk?
I like to think. My movement is a little better. I think he's kind of forward and backward. Forward, he comes forward or he steps straight back. My lateral movement is gonna be better. I think my jab is probably gonna be better, and with him being a conventional, me being southpaw, we're gonna have to battle for that outside position. I think I can win. I think I can win out with it. Just I feel my jab is probably better. It's probably a little more accurate and sharper. I think I got a few more. I got a little more with it. I mean, like I said, he's bringing a lot of pressure, but I've been in with guys that's coming forward, applying pressure all the time. I'm 6'4", so that's not nothing I haven't seen before.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that tank. Isak, just pivot.
A
Cause
lot of that.
he
A
ain't
lot
gonna
of that.
stop coming forward. We got Ali and Dago. What up, Mykel? Who are your top 3 favorite fighters of all time?
Of all time, Larry Holmes. Um, I'm not. I would say Ali. Ali is one of them, but he's like a different like he's at a different level. So Ali inspired everybody. So but that's from a place of respect. But I'll say Ali. I mean, I'll say Larry Holmes, Andre Ward, and probably Ray Leonard.
Dang, threw Andre Ward in there with those 2 great greats. Give me elaborate. Dang, you think he on that level, or is it those that just happen to be your 3 favorites and 2 of them happen to be older greats?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just for me. It's just it's not just what they did in the ring for me. It's how they carry themselves, and I mean, all of them carry themselves a certain way. Like Larry Holmes is in his 70s now. You don't hear about him having no money troubles. You don't hear about him being in the news doing nothing crazy. Same thing with Ward and Ray Leonard. I mean he's from the area, man. He's from Landover, Maryland. I train at Sugar Ray Leonard's gym now, so and I just seen him last week. For him to come through and like he's been touring like all the gyms in the area. For him to do that, that inspires everybody no matter where they are in their career. I'm close to 30 fights. And then we got guys that got single digit fights, and Ray just pops in, takes pictures, drops some gems, gives advice, and I love that about him. And for Andre Ward, I mean everything he did, a lot of people know he did with like a bum shoulder, broken hand, a lot of injuries and stuff. Like most of his career, he fought with a bum shoulder, and for him to clear out the super middleweight division and beat Sergey Kovalev, I think, yeah, he's definitely one of them greats. He's Hall of Famer for a reason.
Do you remember what his injury was? It wasn't a rotator cuff, right? That was Pacquiao. What?
Nah, Ward's was a rotator cuff. From what he said, it was
Damn.
an injury that happened. It was an injury that happened when he was a kid. They told him they advised against. He said the doctors advised against surgery, and he was like, "Yeah, he's young, he'll heal." Then he said when he was getting ready for Kelly Pavlik, the shoulder pain started flaring up, coming up again, and then he had to pull out of that fight, had to get surgery. And they said it was like a career ending. It could potentially be a career ending surgery. They said the doctor was like, "Yo, I can do it. It is dangerous, but I know I can do it." And then and they said, and he said when he woke up, he said, "Yo, doc, you get it?" He said, "Yeah, I got it. We do it." And then so and then he comes back, fights Edwin, and from Edwin Rodriguez on, he's fighting at full health. So all of everything that predated that surgery, he basically ran the sport with one hand. He ran through the sport with one hand. That's or one good arm. That's impressive. That speaks to a mindset, like a mindset
Hell yeah.
that's ironclad. That's something to admire.
No, that's why I asked specifically because I feel like I got a bum rotator cuff, and man, I throw a hook, that shit hurt. So imagine
Yeah,
going through a fight like that. He's a dog for real.
yeah.
Um, Let me get to George Foster in the UK says, who's next in American boxing after Crawford?
Hmm. After Crawford, that's hard. It's hard. It's hard to say with everything Crawford's done. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of people that could take him out. I think it's, to answer that guy's question, I think it's up in the air right now. It's up in the air as who could be, the next great thing, that can make a case to what do a fraction of what Crawford's done. So it's up in the air is my final answer.
All right. And next one is from Huang out of Houston. Bohachuk has proven to be a difficult task for an opponent. Do you think this will be a banger or more of a chess match?
I think it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be a little bit of both. Honestly, I think it's gonna be a very highly skilled. It's gonna be a highly skilled, kind of shootout. Not we. It ain't gonna be a Ward Gotti where both of us are taking a bunch of punches and just sitting in front of each other. You know what I'm saying? Bleeding and laughing and stuff. But at the same time, because I think he's still, like I said, a very skilled fighter. But we're just gonna see whose skill set's better come fight night.
I don't want to put like negative thoughts in your mind, but you don't feel like if you get a win over this dude, it's going to be impossible to get a fight at 47?
I mean, it's already felt impossible to get a meaningful fight at 47. So, I mean, if it is, it's more the same shit.
Nah, for sure. I got Quest that says, "What's up, champ? Who's your favorite artist and give us one good movie to watch?" Why he stole Octo's question? That's nasty work, man.
My favorite rapper.
Yeah. He said
Oh,
music artist.
music artist. Yeah. So my favorite music artist is actually J. Cole, but my workout playlist is very vast. It has stuff from the '90s, has stuff up to now. So I like I like a lot of J. Cole, Jeezy, Pusha T, Benny the Butcher, Scarface, some Ice Cube in there. So it jumps around. It jumps around.
This is definitely something new. Malcolm in New York. If you could teleport into any sitcom show and become best friends with the main character, what show would you enter and why?
Huh. That's it. Shit. That's a good one, man. That's a
Hell
real good
yeah.
one. I like shit. It probably honestly it's probably gonna be Martin or Fresh Prince, and just
Yeah.
because I know it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. I like to think I'm funny sometimes, but like but Martin or Will, it just been a fun. It just been a fun time. I think I had the most fun in those sitcoms.
Wow. That's a good one. Shout out Malcolm. We got Mr. Benny Hennis says, so you was too tall of a task at welterweight. They had to move you up. They think they getting him ready for Fundora. What changes in training for you moving up in weight class to face a strong opponent?
Um,
So basically, he thinks they're using you to get him ready for Fundora, and he wants to know what changes you need to make in weight class to get ready for, Bohachuk.
Yeah. Yeah. My when I first heard when I first got the call about him, I assumed I'm like, yeah, well, he was about to fight Fundor, and then that all that stuff happened with Keith and stuff. Um, so that's the first I thought, like, man, they trying to gauge it. I think they're trying to gauge what he might do with Fundor. The biggest changes I'm probably making. I don't think I have to make a bunch of changes. I've always worked hard. I've been in the gym. I've been sparring. I've already been sparring really good because there's fights coming up in the area. So, um, so too much. I don't think too much has to change. My one thing I'm gonna make sure is that my cardio is like all the way up to par because I mean he is gonna be heavier. We're gonna need we're gonna need to be we're gonna be need to be in the best shape. I come to the ring in the best shape all the time, so I might, but I might do a little extra. Things like as I'm getting older, things I'm realizing things are just, I just change things and keep try to keep it fresh so I can keep challenging myself. Um, shit, I was about to sign up for a 5K for real before I got the call. It's supposed to be on like the same weekend and stuff, but between the boxing training, the running I do stuff on the stationary bike. I'm always challenging my cardio, so that's gonna be the biggest thing. I'm making sure I'm just gonna make sure I'm in shape to be the boxer I need to be. I don't think I need to do anything too special for Bohachuk. I'm training for the best of me. He has to prepare for me like I gotta prepare for him.
Yeah, I think it always comes down to that. When you're dealing with a big puncher, man, having better conditioning so that you can pivot, so that you can outwork them, and take them into them deep waters because they're a big puncher. When they miss, they're gonna get exhausted. They have to recover more than you. You're
Yeah,
used to moving. They're not. They got to chase. You don't. So hopefully it works out, man. We've been rocking out with you for years. You need this big win, and they robbed you
yeah,
in the Maestre fight. So you're
yeah,
due for one.
yeah, for sure.
David Garcia, greetings, Mykel. David from Arizona. You faced some big punchers in your career. Who hits the hardest of the ones you face, and do you foresee the Bohachuk fights as the toughest of your career?
Um, First off, what's up, the homie? The hardest I've ever been hit in competition goes to still goes to Shojan Ergashev. I was young then, but still, like, I remember hit me with a couple shots to the liver. I mean, I like people that fought before me, people he fought before me and after me still fell to that punch. So, what I'm saying, still didn't make the count, but I think he still probably goes down as the hardest puncher. He's very explosive. As far as Bohachuk is definitely, I think, gonna be the biggest challenge of the career. Just because, like I said, I've been in with guys that challenge for world titles or went on to challenge for world titles, but Bohachuk actually got it done. He pulled off. He got the interim belt. He won it, beating Brian Mendoza. So, what I mean. And Brian Mendoza is the same dude that knocked out Fundora. He's super legit, and he's fought some legit dudes. Even Brandon Adams, he's still chopping a little bit. Um, but fighting guys like that, like Brandon Adams went on to fight for a world title. So I mean, these dudes, like, he's a legit fighter through and through.
Absolutely. Um, we got Talk Trends. What is your dream fight?
Um, well, for another world title, it don't matter. Really don't matter who is up against. Honestly, I say this because like people keep mentioning it and everything, but they're like, man, I want to see you against Sebastian Fundora. And the more people ask me about it, the more people say that to me, it makes me think like, well, what if we got like two of the tallest non-heavyweights in the same ring for some gold, or
How
just for
tall are you,
fighting, but
Mike?
for
I
some
know,
gold.
I know, I know. I stood next to you, but how tall are you, legit?
I think about 6'4" and a half.
Yeah, he might have you by an inch.
Yeah,
Have you seen him in person and like sized him up? Cause I was with him out here. I don't know. He had them goddamn CO boots, them high tech boots on though.
yeah.
But he was tall. He felt like he was taller than me. I'm 6'5".
Yeah, no, I think he is tall. He is taller than you, but he's taller than both of us. But he does wear the boots. Like I saw him at the media workout for Zoo when he was about to fight Zoo. He had the boots on. He was looking humongous. But I also seen him when he had on like some Nike Cortezes or whatever. And I'm like, he's taller than me. But like when I seen him a few times in between that, I'm like, okay, when he got like tennis shoes on, like we're close in height. We're not that far off in height. Like my brother and him got a picture together. I'd have to find it, and you see like they running a tight race.
Mm. Um, how's it been for you being the taller fighter all your life and all your career? Cause you'll get a fighter, I'll interview him. He'll say, size don't win fights, height don't win fights. But then you'll get a matchup where like a dude is as tall as Tyson Fury, and they're automatically picking Usyk to lose because Fury is so big. And again, the shorter man wins. Nick Ball, Ray Vargas, shorter man wins. Is it a good thing to be tall and long, or is it
It's
defensively a flaw because smaller men can just get in on the inside on you?
well, I think Usyk is proof, and the people you name, they're proof that skills win fights above all. I'm not just tall; I can fight at any height God would have put me at. I can fight. You know what I'm saying? I think I lean in. I learn. I work to develop my skills more than anything. The height is not something that's I'm in control of. You know what I mean? And they say everybody talk about everybody say height don't win fights and shit, but like I done been turned down a bunch of times off of just being tall. So they're saying the right things, but their managers and their teams aren't saying the same thing they are. But like as far as that go, you get in the ring with me. Height is the first thing you'll worry about. But when you find out that I can actually boogie, you gonna be like, damn, we really got a tall task ahead of us. No pun intended.
Yo, you triggered my mind with the boogie. Cause I feel like I heard Lamont say that. So did you think Lamont could do what he did?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
Oh
But
shit.
this is the thing about Lamont and Tank. Like both of them are really skilled boxers. Everybody picked Tank because they know he can punch. But like um, I think people in the past, they Tank's past opponents always braced for his punching power. Where Lamont Roach, the difference is he trained for Tank's boxing skills. Tank can land those big shots because of his boxing skills. He's not just winging. He's not just throwing and hoping. And Lamont knows that. Lamont knows that. So Lamont trained for the boxer that Tank is, and he nullified Tank. I think he did a good job of nullifying Tank's skill set, which in turn, nullified the punching power to a degree. You know, what I mean, the best thing you can do when fighting Tank is what Lamont did is you practice you practice defending and countering the left hand. You know what I'm saying? And once Lamont was able to efficiently do that, counter block and counter the left hand, that's why he had the success he had.
I'm assuming just based off you being an amateur and a pro, you felt that was a knockdown.
Yeah. Look, from we're taught from the amateurs, when you take a knee or anything, the referee is going to count. That's what we're taught. You know what I mean? For any reason, especially in the amateurs, if nobody's taking any serious damage and then you just take a knee out of the blue, um, they count. The referee's going to count because we're kids. They don't know like did I miss something? Did this kid get hurt by something? I got to count. Give him a second. Give him a chance to get himself together. So I mean, those same rules apply. Those same rules are really supposed to apply in the pros. Like, yo, you don't take a knee. You take a knee when you're in pain. You take a knee when you need a second. When Chris Algieri got hit by Provodnikov, he took a knee strategically. He said, "I took that knee, man. I needed to get myself together. Otherwise, he probably would have knocked me out." You know what I mean? You're gonna. They count when you take a knee, and you're gonna lose a point.
Um, Dre in San Diego. If you could fight anyone in history, who would you choose and why? Now, I don't know if you think that's the same as your dream fight. And if you do feel it's the same, you don't need to re-answer it. But if you think it's different, then obviously a different answer.
Um, I said, well, a dream fight like in the past. I say a fight. I say a fight from the past to make the question different. I would have liked. I probably would have liked to fight with. Hmm, ain't too many people I can't really think of. I wouldn't mind fighting. Like
Tommy Hearns, champ with your height?
yeah, I wouldn't mind fighting Tommy Hearns. I wouldn't mind fighting Tommy Hearns at all. Like the thing is, anybody if I name one person, I don't want people think, oh, but why not this guy? Why not that guy? Tommy
Yeah.
Hearns, that would have been dope. To fight Tommy Hearns would have been dope. Um, So yeah, we'll go with that one.
I got two for myself. Are you staying in the DMV area forever, or you gonna relocate to somewhere warm? And that's just a personal thing of mine. I left New Jersey the minute I could because I can't stand the snow. And do you see yourself as a trainer? I know your dad trained, but like just listening to you, I feel like you got that mind. Can you be a trainer? Do you like that, or is it not your thing?
No, I don't mind being trained. I actually, so we got a crop. Me and my father got a crop of amateurs, that we're working with. So yeah, I assist him in the training department. I trained a young man for a time. He's got a CDL license now, man. Shout out to my man Mykel Ali. Um, but he has a CDL license now. But I did like I was his head trainer for a time. He did good. It taught me a lot, and I still train. Like take on clients and just train them. But it helps me to see things like certain things that they might do. If they do it now, they might do it for a long. They might do it for a long time. It might be a habit they can't break or something like that. It teaches me what to spot and what to look for when I'm going up against my opposition as well. The main thing I want to do, I would be a trainer, but I really want to be. I've been doing the commentary for the past few years, for about 5 years now. So 4 years. So I like being a boxing analyst.
Nah, you definitely have. I can hear it. That's why I went to training. Because when you guys, I said that about Paulie Malignaggi one time. I interviewed him in Gleason's years ago. It's like you guys can break down a fight so easy that I feel like that can translate into teaching a fighter how to fight. Because it's just you make it black and white. I got Dom in the OKC. If you could be the star actor in one great classic movie, what would your role be and why?
Um,
Classic movie.
Classic movie. Probably anything with Denzel in it. Training Day, Remember the Titans, Man on Fire.
Wait, so why
Any
would
one
you
of them.
choose to play the role of Denzel in Training Day? Because remember, he said the role and why.
Role. You said the leading man because he's the leading man. I mean,
Yeah, but
the
why
Training
that
Day.
movie? Why would Michael Fox want to play Denzel in Training Day? What was it about that movie that you would be like, yeah, I want to, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that was it was a villain role.
Damn, did we lose you? Boxing God's hating. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Oh shit, we really lost him. He ain't gonna jump back on. He went through a dead spot. Yeah, no, he's still in a dead spot. Yeah, not working, champ. You there? There we go. Nope. He's in the desk area, no service, something. We'll give it a couple minutes. Uh, if you want to ask him a question, you got a couple seconds. Hopefully, we could get him back on. If not, yo, my producer said, "How is Michael Fox not gonna answer the Back to the Future, replacing Michael J. Fox?" They spell their names differently, by the way. All right. So I guess we lost him, bro. He must have bad service. On that note, King Eze, it's a real one's born day. Salute emoji. Shout out to the Boxing Voice fam. Yo, shout out to you, man. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday, champ. Blessings and wishing you many more, man. You know, Wishing you many, many more.
Hey, happy birthday, Xavier.
Hey, Malcolm, that's for you. That's how you say your middle name? So Michael Fox said his phone overheated. Oh, wait, he's back.
Yo, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, my bad. My phone overheated. But to answer the question, yeah, no, Denzel Washington's role in that movie was it had a charm to it despite him being a villain. You know what I'm saying? It was a villain you kind of liked. It was a villain everybody liked. You know
For
what I'm saying?
sure.
Everybody liked. So that's my biggest thing.
I have just one more. I mean, actually, two more, I believe. Treese in Toledo, Ohio says, "What's your thoughts on the TKO league idea from Dana White and Turkey Al-Sheikh?"
Um, I think if he makes a league, I think Dana White's going to do what he kind of did in the UFC, just where the UFC is just the only like they only work with each other. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Boxing, multiple promoters got to work with one another. That's how we get big fights. Speaking of which, my man Ben Johnson fighting this Saturday, man. Y'all check him out on Pro Box.
Thank you, man. Tune in, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But
You said his name is Ben Johnson?
yeah, Benjamin Johnson.
Okay.
It's
He's going to be
Yeah,
fighting
but
Juan Carlos Campos Medina in a 6-rounder.
yeah, something like that. I don't really know who he's fighting. I know he's fighting, but y'all tune in. But as far as Dana's idea goes, you got to like it's going to be like as he's going to be willing to work with other promoters to make big fights happen. What happens when one of those guys in his league starts like really making some noise, and then they get offered a fight with a Shakur Stevenson or a Virgil Ortiz, somebody like that? You're not gonna fight those. You're not gonna fight those guys for 50 grand. You're taking that
Mm-hmm.
fight for 50 grand. Yeah, so like I think what he's gonna have to realize is you gotta play. You're gonna have to play ball. You're gonna have to play ball. You're gonna have to. You don't. Him and Oscar De La Hoya already don't like each other. So I mean, that's the thing that sours a lot of negotiations is the fact that these promoters don't always like each other. These fighters be ready to fight, but if there's a bad business relationship with their promoters or their managers, it's just not gonna happen.
And the last one is from Tip Bellis. He says, "What's good, Mike? Can a brother come through for the camp footage?"
Man, if you in the area, I'm always in the gym.
There it
Just
is. So
DM
we
me.
going to get some
Tell
footage.
Tip, tell
TBV
Tip
going
to
to get some
DM me.
footage.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I know Tip on Twitter. He be on Twitter, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Tip Bailey, my man.
Well, those are all the questions, Mike, man. Thank you for coming on. We do appreciate it. Wishing you the best of luck in this fight, man. Hopefully things go your way. And we get you on for the victory lap. And a little bit closer. Just to be clear, this is going to be on UFC Fight Pass, right?
Yeah. That's the last thing I heard. It's gonna be on UFC Fight Pass. If something changes, I'm gonna blast it out.
All right. Well, thanks again, and we'll get you on for the victory lap a little bit closer to the fight as well.
All right, man. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to the boxing voice. Thanks, Ness. You always been my
Appreciate
man.
you. You got it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Fox.